What's up, everybody? Now, in case you didn't know, because you've been off of social media for a while, okay, it's cool. I understand. Take your little mental health break. But today is a special day. Today is the day that me and all my melanated brothers and sisters are supposed to be getting superpowers. And I know it was true. I know it was true because I heard it from a black woman. So I kind of had to believe it at that point. And I was really excited. But when I woke up this morning, I was really disappointed because I felt exactly the same. I'm not even gonna hold you. I woke up, I tried to jump out of bed because I thought, maybe I'd be able to fly. Nope. And I was really mad at the fact that I couldn't fly, so I tried to go Super Saiyan. And that didn't work either. I did wake up with hot breath, and I thought that might turn into something. But as soon as I brushed my teeth, that just kind of went away. So I'm like, all right, maybe these powers just skip me, my luck, right? So I called up my friend, black guy, asked him if he got superpowers, and he said no. He went through the exact same unfortunate events that I did when he woke up. So I'm like, okay, well, maybe the person giving out the superpowers is racist. Because how are you going to give out superpowers to black people and then skip all the black people? Doesn't make any sense. Then it hit me, my brothers and sisters. Maybe, just maybe, we had powers all along. You didn't think about that, did you? All of us have always had the power of friendship. Hey, fam, don't sleep on the power of friendship. Any of my anime watchers know. I speak a little anime too. Anytime they start talking about friendship, they just always win. As soon as they start talking about it in the commas, they win. So don't sleep on the power of friendship. But nah, on a serious note though, I do feel like as a culture, we take a lot of things for granted. So when I say that we've always had superpowers, I'm not necessarily talking about our resiliency or, the stuff that you usually hear about us. But even when we celebrate those aspects of our culture, we tend to take a lot for granted. I'm not gonna lie to you. Being a talented black person in 2020 doesn't seem that special. Talent isn't special in black culture. It just isn't. And the reason for that, I feel like, is because there's so much of it. Like, it's so highly concentrated in the black community. Now, I'm not saying other races aren't talented, but you gotta understand that usually when we talk about talent, it's usually somebody showing their form of expression, right? And forms of expression are usually more powerful when you have a lot to express. Like when you're going through stuff, when you're grieving, when you feel down, it's just a lot more powerful when there's that behind it. And look, if you really want to have a conversation about races in America, black people have a lot to grieve, have a lot to express about. So being talented for us isn't really all that special unless you're the best at it, the most appreciated at it. And I use this example, right? A non-race related example. I play football. I play football in the DMV area. Now, the DMV area is one of the hardest places to get recruited, not because scouts don't want to go there, but it's because the level of talent, the amount of talent in the DMV for football and basketball actually is so high that if you're not the tip top or on the team with someone who's the tip top talent, it's hard for you to get looks. And we as a community, as a culture, black people, we do that all the time. We don't appreciate our talented people unless they're the best. And honestly, I feel like that's why appropriation happens. Now, it's a multi-layered thing. Of course, there's a bunch of reasons why appropriation happens. But I think a lot of it, we have to take accountability for it too. And I say that, I'll give you this example, right? So there was a TikTok dance. I can't remember which one. Black girl started it. It got a little bit of buzz, but didn't do too many, didn't do that well. Somehow it gets to a white TikToker. She copies it and she blows up. She blows up over it. And now you could look at that and say, okay, it's another example of somebody who's white taking something from somebody who's black and making more or getting more attention for it. But the problem is we usually blame the white creator for taking it. We usually associate it with her trying to be like us, or the white creator trying to be like us. And I honestly just don't think that's the case in 2020, right? I'd make the argument that the reason why the white girl blew up and not the black girl is because in the black community, everybody's little cousin makes a dance, right? It's not as special for us to see a little kid coming up with a dance because we all did that as kids. But in the white community, or in white culture, which does exist, I can make a video about that too. In white culture, it's so less frequent that when they do it, it's a much bigger deal. See where I'm going with this? I would love to hear, I like to start conversations. I would love to hear your thoughts. And honestly, I feel like it's dangerous when we don't take accountability for a lot of the issues that we bring up. Because, look, we might be less in numbers, but we still have enough people to blow that girl who started the dance up. But we just didn't appreciate we didn't appreciate her talent. We just didn't. And that happens all the time. For example, like, for another example of like how concentrated black talent is, Jackson 5. The Jackson 5 is a whole family, and all of them sold millions of records. Imagine being the family that sings down the street. They don't know who they are. Not that they're not talented, but we don't appreciate them as much because they're not the top. There's always a Beyonce of the group. Everybody who's ever been a Destiny's Child was talented, but they just weren't Beyonce. Now, in other cultures, there is nothing like that. You don't have to be the top. If you have talent that's different, then you're appreciated. They appreciate it because they don't see it as often, I'd argue. So I guess this video is really about appropriation. I feel like when we tackle appropriation, we have to come from it with that perspective, that part of it is because we don't appreciate what we do enough. Because looking at it the other way, looking at it like it was the 1920s where people were just taking our stuff and making whole genres out of it, making whole subjects out of it, making millions of dollars off of it. We look at it like it's back then we still assign too much intent, too much emotion to those decisions. But no, how it really goes is that somebody who's not a part of the culture sees something from our culture and appreciates it to the point where they want to emulate it. And it's popular for them because when they bring it back to their culture, it's not as common. And that's a lot less intent. It's a lot less to get angry about there. There's a lot more to understand there when you look at it that way. Because I don't believe people are out here just like, oh yeah, I'm about to steal from a black person. Like, I don't think that's the case. So yeah, I don't really have an outro for this video. I think I'm gonna post this on YouTube since it's 8 minutes long. So like, comment, subscribe. If you got superpowers, leave them down in the comment section. If you had a superpower that you wanted, leave it down in the comment section. I personally wanted to fly. I wanted to teleport because I'm antisocial, and sometimes I get in social situations and I'm like, I just don't feel like being here. Anyway, I'm rambling now. Thank you.